The little son of a which unfortunately I'll cuss right there, races for his granddaddy. Now here's the question I got to ask. Anybody out there, do you think anything would ever happen if Ty Gibbs went out this week at Kansas and wrecked the 11? What is honestly going to happen? You think his granddad's going to fire him? You think he's going to fine him? You think he's really going to hurt him? Let's see. What's going on, y'all? I'm Brandon Atlanta Man Bang, coming to you live right here at Coach's Corner, the center of the universe, Thunderbolt, Georgia. Another episode of Rubbin' and Grubbin'. Rubbin' is racing, grubbin' is tasting. Man, I hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. Got a really good race to recap there from New Hampshire. I tell you what, never ceases to amaze me. That is just a fun track to watch year in and year out. Great racing there. A little bit of NASCAR news, man, and getting ready to get into following the yellow brick road there at Kansas this weekend. So hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. So getting ready to get into it, the word of the day. If you're new to tuning into the show, the way we like to do this is I'm going to say a word. I have no idea what it is, but every time I say it, make sure you take a sip of your favorite adult beverage. I love to say it's age appropriate, man. If you're under 21, sweet tea, Kool-Aid, Red Bull, whatever it is, get up there, do it. That's part of it, man. Stay up late, give it hell. You know, why not? It's the weekend, or getting close enough to the weekend. It's Wednesday, close enough to the weekend, man. So last week's word was Hendrick. Obviously, knowing I'm a Chase Elliott fan, I probably said Hendricks quite a few times. And, you know, look, you can't count them out, man. They had a good run last weekend. Going to have another one coming up. Promise you that. So keep an eye out for sure. This week's word is going to be, I have no idea, y'all, but make sure you take a sip of your favorite adult beverage every time I say it. So getting into that NASCAR news, man, young Ryan Blaney comes home victorious there at New Hampshire. I'm pretty sure we picked him, right? Didn't we pick him? Yeah, I know we did. We had him fourth, I think, on the list. So, what? I mean, you know, who gives a damn? I mean, whatever. On the list, you got to give me at least 5, you know? If you want me to start telling you the exact one, I could pick him out. But I tried to anyways. But, good run there for that young driver over in the 12 Penske Ford. I tell you what, really good momentum headed into what we got, and he's got a couple tracks that he runs really well at coming up, and Ford in general does. So be on the lookout. 12 team could be on the hunt for a second. So, Randall Burnett is headed over to Trackhouse. Man, I tell you what, obviously we knew when Zilich was coming over, they had to pair him with somebody I would think that had some experience. The only guy that's out there that I see coming back would be Rodney Childers after leaving Spire earlier in the year, and I tell you what, he's got a good one. You know, if he can build this kid into being a good race car driver, awesome. You know, we've been hearing rumors. Rumors been swirling the past few days or since last week. You know, Kyle Busch, who's he going to get? This name came up quite often. But we'll go ahead and put the kibosh because it was just announced, 6-7 minutes ago, Lawrence. He is going to go over and join JRM. I tell you what, they got a good one there. And I tell you, I think that's a good fit for Rodney, too. Dealing with the kids, getting the kids built up and understanding that connection of, one with the driver and relaying that info. I think he was really, really good at that, being able to understand the verbiage from a couple different drivers to get them into victory lane. So big shout out to Rodney Childers and JRM. I love it when, Hendrick's farm team, if you will, snatches some good ones. I love it when that happens. So Goodyear, man, bringing a new right side tire to Kansas. I tell you what, I read this article and they put it out. Some guys from Goodyear, basically over the last few races there at Kansas that we've had, they noticed the wears only began to get worse and worse and worse. Left side will be the same. Right side's going to be a little different. They're going to try to tighten it up. Basically, from what I read, they quoted as saying you're either going to have to find the balance between, top speed and handling. So I figure the cars are going to be faster on the short run, going to have some longer run cars that they manage tires well, which is great. I love it. I love what we're getting into and doing this. Going to be awesome. But this tire will also be ran at Las Vegas later on in the playoffs. So there again, got to see what it's going to be, what it's going to do. Hopefully not another Bristol. Let's hope that doesn't happen. From my perspective, like I said, it wasn't my favorite. But anyway, it's going to be interesting to see what they do this Sunday there at Kansas for sure. So if you guys haven't yet, man, go out, like, share, follow all the social media, y'all. We still got this Kyle Busch helmet we're trying to give away. I'm going to tell you guys what. Lawrence, well, how should we give this away? We'll give it away before next season starts for sure. And it is a pretty nice helmet. It's got all kinds of stuff. We got in-person autographs from engineers. And if he makes the top 30, that'll tell you how ready Lawrence is ready to ship this bad boy out. So we'll figure something out here before next week, y'all. Whether it's a number of subscribers that we get, or whether maybe we make a gamble on who his crew chief will be, and somebody can just name some names. But you got to be really involved in the sport to get that. I want everybody to be able to win it. So we'll do something. We'll do something. Maybe we leave it up to the subscribers. Maybe we say, hey, send in your best Kyle Busch get up if you're a Kyle Busch fan, and we'll choose the winner and it goes to them. I don't know. We'll talk about it, but it'll be ready. But long story short, man, follow the social media, y'all. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Most importantly, hit the YouTube channel, subscribe to it. Lawrence does a great job doing all the social media stuff, man. I just do the show. He does the social. So, again, go out, follow it. The more eyes we get on the show, hopefully the more eyes we get onto the charitable events we do here up, not only on Rubbin' and Grubbin', but Coach's Corner as well. So make sure you subscribe, y'all. Oh, man, seems to be a little bit of trouble in paradise brewing, man. After this weekend here that we had at New Hampshire, y'all, I'll tell you guys what. The 54 of the Prophet, Ty Gibbs, and Dennis the Menace, okay, Denny Hamlin, the 11. They got some stuff to figure out before we head into this next week at Kansas. Now, we're going to touch more on this in a bit, but, oh, man, always something over there, I'll tell you what. NASCAR 2026 championship changing. Obviously, they came out earlier in the year and said that they would like to improvise the championship. Now, are we going to make wholesale changes? Are we going to do this? Are we going to do that? We don't really know. Now, there is the committee, the championship committee, that has had meetings, that there are a lot of people voicing going back to a 36-race full-point, year, not the eliminations that we see. Now, you still have your playoff races. The last 10 can still be your playoffs, but we just won't have the eliminations. That was mentioned. There's other things that I thought, they put the emphasis on winning. Either we have to pay more for a win going, the only way you get in the playoffs is a win, or we have to go back to really a full point system. Because there again, we saw it with Martin Truex Jr. You have a regular season champion that killed it, and then here we are, and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, you're out. You don't have a 26 races the last 10 type thing. You ran 2/3 solid, and you don't even have a chance to come back and rebound after that. They'll get it all figured out. Hopefully there are some changes. I don't think we need wholesale changes. I just think we need to tweak it. I think now that the car is as equal as it's ever been, they really have to start paying attention to how do we do this to where it's fair and square. And I'm not taking it away. They got exactly what they wanted. When you get the 3 and you get the Josh Berrys and the Austin Dillons and those one-car teams that make it in, they wanted it to be that way for those teams to be able to make it in. But at the end of the day, you're still going to finish 16th, 15th, compared to the big boys. So we'll see what they do moving forward, but should be interesting. Can't wait for it to come out. I'm ready for that. So, Corey Heim getting ready to make some history, y'all. You might as well chalk that up, throw it on. If there's a bet out there anybody wants to take, I bet Corey Heim wins 10 truck races this year. Now, nobody's going to take that, right? He's getting ready to make some history, man. Biffle, let's see, 9 wins in a year and a season is the record. The Biff gave the shout-out to him. Welcome to the 9 Club. I tell you what, I'm going to go, what we got in the truck series? I don't even know how many races we got left. 4, 3... something like that, 3 to 5. I say he takes 2 of them at least. I say he ends the season with 12 Truck Series wins. My boy in the Truck Series, Lane Riggs, anybody that follows the show and follows me on social knows that I like some Lane Riggs, man. I think, honestly, he's probably even going to be better than Corey Heim when it comes down to it. Maybe not, he's not in the best equipment. If you put him in the equipment Corey Heim has, I'm sure he's going to be doing great there too. So we'll see what he does. But at the end of the day, Corey Heim, 12 wins, that's what I'm going with. Setting the bar, making it happen. That'd be 3 more, out of the 4. He needs 3 more. He's got 9 now. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what goes down. So Roger Carruth, man, is stated and slated to drive Hendrick.com Chevy next year, that number 17 car. I tell you what, good job to Roger Carruth, man. Building a career up, doing his thing. Got some promise there. I really hope that they pair him up with a good crew chief. I think the kid's got talent. Do I think he's the next phenom? No, not necessarily, but I think he's got a lot of talent that we have still yet to see. So good job, and a big shout out to Raja over there for holding it down at Hendrick for sure. So that's going to do it for the NASCAR news, y'all. We are getting ready to go right into that checkered flag for charity. Look, if you guys don't know how this works on the show, whatever car number wins, we always donate in. Bam, bam. 12 of Ryan Blaney. Christopher Bell at minimal. Another 20 going in. Let's see, $1,093 on the bucket this year so far from rubbing and grubbing alone. I tell you guys what, man. Thank you guys so much for donating in. We got some stuff coming up here in the next few weeks in the Sound Garden. Make sure you're coming out to the events. Cooler Full of Joy. We'll have some other giveaways as well. Just make sure you're coming up supporting. It all stays local right here in the Savannah area. That's what it's all about. The biggest thing for me is it stays right here in the community. So awesome deal. And again, none of this is possible without everybody watching the show and the patrons here on Coach's Corner and at Coach's Corner. Okay, so again, thank you guys all. Bring some extra cash, get some tickets. Like I say all the time, doesn't matter. Nickels, pennies, dimes, 10, 20s, 150s, whatever you got, throw it in, y'all. All adds up and stays local. So get after it, man. So getting ready to get into that Arbor, man, who's hot and who's not. But before we do, like I said, got to give a big shout out to my main man, Parker Eccles, owner-operator over there, Arbor Man Tree Service, the best tree service in Savannah. You guys will see that number scrolling on the screen all night long. Doesn't matter what it is. Like I say, fully insured, 100% locally owned and operated. Full tree removal, stump grinding, limbs cut back, estimates. Man, look, we got a couple storms brewing right now. You might want to call him, and if the money's right and the price is right, I bet he'd come slide by. Or if you mention that you heard it on Rubbin' and Grubbin', he might even pull up himself, man. You never know what he's going to do. But, oh, man, that's the breeze we've been waiting on, y'all. It's like 92 down here today, all right? Feeling great. But, again, make sure you're hitting Parker up for all your tree service needs, man. Again, you'll see that number scrolling all night long. As I love to say, no job too big, too small. Give Parker a call, y'all. So, getting into that who's hot, I'm going to tell you what. I take young Ryan Blaney in that 12 car in the number one. Dude's been on fire, an amazing playoff run so far. I tell you what, the win shows where they're at, and they're here to win. Man, Kansas could be a very possible win again. Penske's run good there, won a couple times there with a couple different guys. You know, I'm not going to say it's necessarily one of Ryan Blaney's best tracks. Mile and a half again this year hasn't been super great. But again, he runs pretty good, so we'll see what he can do this week moving forward. 2 for me, come on, y'all. Kyle the Martian Larson, Young Money himself, man. Come on, man. You guys know it's only a matter of time. He owns Kansas. You got to go ahead and put him on there. I mean, maybe they hadn't been performing to Hendrick and Kyle Busch, wow. Kyle Larson standards. But at the end of the day, y'all, I'll tell you what, they're going to get it figured out. Cliff Daniels and this guy definitely know what they're doing. They're going to get it figured out. Kansas is the place that turns around for them. And maybe this is the year that Hendrick doesn't necessarily dominate the playoffs and get it in that way. Maybe we just grind it out and make it that way. We'll see what happens. But, you know, the round of 8 is really where the magic happens, so we'll see. But right now, looking good. I'll take Kyle Larson, number 2. 3 for me, and this is strictly just because of where we're headed. I'm going to take Dennis the Menace. I take Denny Hamlin right there, 3rd again. Found a way to come back. Had a good top 10 run there. Not a race-winning car, I don't think, by any means at New Hampshire. But, again, Kansas is a great place. Talladega. I mean, there's a lot of places, Martinsville, that we're going to go that Denny's still really good at. Let's be honest, he hadn't had bad playoff runs, maybe just not great. But, you know, again, that's the growing pains and doing what you do through the season. So I'll take him 3rd. Into the who's not, y'all. I tell you what, the coldest dude on the planet right now is the prophet Ty Gibbs. I mean, I'm going to tell you why. It ain't even got nothing to do with what happened on Sunday, all right? I mean, wrecking teammates, whatever you want to do. Ain't first time he done it. Wreck Brandon Jones. We're going to get into it more. But I tell you what, coldest man on the planet, because if you heard that radio after he got spun out, first words came out of his mouth, game on. All right, man, we're going to see. And we're going to get into it. I'm going to explain to you why. It doesn't matter what he does. Nothing's ever going to happen, all right? We'll get into it. So, all right, RCR on the not list again. Dismal season majority. We're losing Randall Barnett. All right, we're on to the next guy. We don't even know who it is. Kyle Busch is drowning over here. Austin Dillon's about done, too. I mean, you know, got the win this year, yeah, but come on, man. RCR, if you want to make it back a win, ain't going to cut it. Pump the money. Get it in. Let's see what you can do, baby. That'll wrap it up for the knot, too, as well, man. Everything else moving pretty smooth so far. I'm liking it. So, before we get into the playoff standings, y'all, we are going to pause for station identification real quick right here. Coach's Corner Sports Network. Hope you guys are enjoying the show, man. Cheers. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday, man. All right, man. So getting into those playoff standings, y'all. Young Ryan Blaney takes the lead, which I think this is the first time we've had a new point leader in quite some time, but maybe not. Maybe I'm tripping on that. But hey, I'll tell you what, he takes it. Followed by that 24 and the 5 and the 20 and 11, man. It's a tight 5 right now. Those guys, the top 5 are all within striking distance of each other. One bad race for any of them could cause a major downfall on the top of those standings. But we'll see. You know, I think they're doing what they need to do up there. I think there again we're getting into the Roval, which is, you know, kind of there again an open book. We don't really know who's going to run good. But the round of 8 again is where the bread and butter's made, where the money's made. So we'll see what goes down. But looking good so far. First 4 out right now. I mean, I gave my predictions last week, but right now we're looking at Bubba. And 23-11 ain't looking good. Reddick's on the outside of that by pretty good margins too. Not bad, but I mean pretty good. You're going to need a good run this weekend and next weekend, and it'll maybe a little trouble. The one of Ross Chastain and the 2 Austin Cindric. So 3 out of the 4. You know, I was hoping old, you know, stale bread Joey Logano was going to wash his way out, and maybe that happens this weekend, but we're going to find out. Stale bread, not best thing since sliced bread. It's stale bread. You can get out of here, man. 17.2 championship, man. What in the hell? Anyways, y'all. All right, good race there at Loudon. I tell you guys what, I enjoy that track. It's maybe not necessarily my favorite short track by any means, but I tell you what, that track always puts on a great show. And I tell you, I love the tire compound we had there after coming off of Bristol, and here we are in New Hampshire, and we had long run and short run. I mean, we saw it all day long there. It was amazing watching guys fire off and get out there and watching guys track them back down. And just at the racetrack, you can go and do your own thing. You can make up your own lines or try things different and move around. You know, when you're locked in of just following the leader, which we tend to get into sometimes in NASCAR at certain tracks, it makes it very difficult. So glad to see we still have a track on the circuit where you can really move around mid-corner, corner entry, corner exit, and change those things and make some time up or lose some time, but at least you can explore. So as I mentioned earlier, y'all, young Ryan Blaney, the 12 team, takes home that checkered flag after holding off the 21 Wood brothers of Josh Berry. And I tell you what a run for Berry. You know, after a very 3 horrible races to start it out. What a good way to come back and show your grit and your talent there for the Wood brothers. You know, came up a little bit short. Might have had an opportunity a couple times, but it wasn't going to be clean. So at the end of the day, I'm super glad that he didn't do it bad. Got that second place finish and brought it on home, man. Good run there for the 21 and Wood brothers for sure. Might be one of the only Ford cars that I like out there. You know, I do. You know, I like the 21. I like the Wood brothers history of it all. So mixed bags early in the race. Like I said, a few favorites, but eventually making their way to the front. The 9 of Elliott qualified like straight garbage, by the way, but did find a way to fight his way back up inside of that top 10 to get a good finish a few weeks in a row, grinding it out. And the 20 of Christopher Bell, right? Again, didn't qualify great, but found a way always, again, to finish inside that top 10. Just a good, solid day, and that's what maybe those guys needed, especially Elliott really needed that. So good run for those guys. Didn't go without his drama. As I mentioned earlier, man, we had Denny Hamlin and Ty Gibbs getting into it. Man, that was pretty wild. And then again, Bad Brad, I don't know what he was thinking, man. He thought he had. I thought for a minute it was Dale Earnhardt Sr. out there driving. He thought he was just going to take it 5 wide in the bottom at New Hampshire, whatever. But it didn't work out that way. But you know, took out SVG, who, man, I tell you what, was probably having the best short track run of his life right there in the top 10 for a good part of that race. So, you know, hate it for everybody involved. And obviously he does too, but that's part of racing. I like the going for the gusto, man. So good runs for the 21 of Josh Berry, 71 of McDowell, and 77 of Hocevar as well. All those guys finishing right there around 10 to 11, 12 place. Just really good key runs there for him. And I tell you what, Hocevar looked good early as well. Just doesn't quite have it figured out. But that kid, I tell you what, if they keep bringing good race cars like that, they're going to have a good driver behind the wheel there with Hocevar for sure. So getting ready to move right into it, man. We are getting into that Kansas preview, y'all. But before we do, we are going to hit you with that Liberty Forge Keys to Victory. Here's the hat. Here's the shirt. I should swap it out, shouldn't I? Man, we're going to swap it out real quick. We're going to put the rubbing on there. There we go. I'll go ahead and rock this bad boy out for a second. All right, man. Liberty Forge wheels. I tell you what, man, 100% American-made, floating center caps, coming with every order, fully customizable, cut to order. I'm telling you, this isn't just a stocked-up set of wheels, man. Doesn't matter. So many different powderization colors with powder coating too. Man, these things are awesome, dude. You got to check them out. Hit that website, Liberty Forge. Pretty sure based out of Oklahoma, if I'm not mistaken. But make sure you're checking them out, man. If you got a truck, you got something fancy you want to put them on, these boys got the wheels for you, man. So make sure you're checking it out. And again, they got some pretty cool swag too. So number one at Kansas, I'm gonna tell you what, clean air is king. Get out front, stay out front. Don't lose it on pit road. Don't qualify deep in the field. Not saying you can't make it there because we can't pass at Kansas, but aero blocking is the biggest defense you will have this weekend. Guys, a tenth faster a lap are not going to be able to get around people because of the aero block. So clean air, be out front, be within striking distance. Number two, I just talked about it. Tires, 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 y'all. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what the right side's going to do. We don't know. They test it. They do this. They do that. We have no idea what's getting ready to happen, but tires are going to be very important. New tires at Kansas pay dividends. Timing your green flag pit stops are going to be key. Clean in, clean off, which again brings up number three, pit road. All right, pit road on Kansas, very easy, but again, do not make a mistake. It's hard to come back losing that track position. I don't care what stage it is. Early, the better. But at the end of the day, you don't want to lose it at all. So keep it. And last but not least, strategy. Maybe fuel strategy comes in, plays into effect on this one. Not quite sure. But at the end of the day, we will find out Sunday again. So make sure you guys are tuning in. It's going to be an awesome, awesome, awesome race. It's one of my favorite racetracks. Used to go to this race with my Uncle Brad and Uncle King. A lot of family, a lot of people. This is an awesome race, so make sure you're tuning in for sure. So, again, like I said, Kyle Larson earlier in the season brought it home, baby. Dominated that race. Maybe he does it again. I wouldn't bet against it, man. But make sure you guys tune in this Sunday to check it out. Better yet, come up to Coach's Corner. Savannah's home for NASCAR right here. Man, I tell you what, they'll have it on one of these 85 TVs, if not multiple. So make sure you guys are coming out and supporting this great local business and NASCAR for sure, y'all. So getting ready to get into that money line, baby. But before we do, money line presented by Redfin Polarized Sunglasses. I don't care if you got money on the line or a wall hanger. Make sure you see it clearly with the best polarized sunglasses on the planet. Italian frames, Carl Zeiss lenses. Doesn't matter. These things are made for the woods, the water. Very durable. I'm telling you, whatever polarization lens you need, they got you covered. Whatever you're watering, what you're hunting in. If you got a big head, small head, tall head, short head, they got you covered there. And I'm pretty sure they're available in RX as well, man. So make sure you're checking them out and check that website out. Got a lot of really cool swag out there, man. T-shirts, hats, so much stuff, man. So again, as always, like I say, live life ends up, Redfin Polarized, baby. So getting into that top five this week, y'all, I'd be crazy if I bet against this guy. I'll take Kyle Larson, Young Money number one. I mean, dominating Kansas over the past few years. I'll take him there. I mean, it speaks for itself. I'm not going to fade the funk with it. It speaks for itself. Number two, come on, man. You know, Dennis the Menace Hamlin. Come on. You know, Dennis is going to come in at number two, man. Again, another guy that just has always run Kansas good in his career. I actually watched his first Cup Series race at Kansas there. And it was a different track back then, but he ran good then too. So I'll take Hamlin second. Three, Lawrence will love it. I'll throw $1 in. We're saying a cuss word. I'll take Ryan Blaney. I'll take a Ford third. I mean, come on, y'all. The guy's on fire. He's going to be running good. I'll take him there. Four for me, Christopher Bell, runner-up in the spring. Again, had success on mile and a half this year. I'll take him there. I love Christopher Bell. I do think he's going to be a talent. Already is, and just a great race car driver. So I'll take him 4. Oh, 5 for me. I went back and forth about this one. There's a lot of guys I could have taken here, but it's about time for this guy to run good again. I'll take William Byron, man. I'll take the 24. I went back and forth between him and the 9 this week. I tell you, Elliott ran 15th in the spring, and that was in the spring, not saying anything in the fall. Love you, Bug. My daughter's here. Sorry, man. Love you. I'll call you in a bit. All right, Boogie. Sorry, y'all. Anyways, 5, like I said, William Byron. All right. I just think he's going to have a turnaround. Hendrick and Hull's going to turn around right here. It wouldn't surprise me to see all 4 of them place in the top 10, maybe top 12. if anybody got a charity thing going on out there right now, we'll donate $20 to your charity if all 400 cars don't finish in the top 12. There you go. Dan Walker, y'all just dropped the knowledge on me. 15 races at Kansas, Fords won 1. There's a reason why. All right. I think that bicycle that Dorothy was on, it damn sure didn't have a blue oval on it. All right. But either way, I'm telling you, man, that's it. Dark horses getting into it. I'll take my boy Elliott. I'll take the 45 of Reddick. It's hard to bet against him there at Kansas as well. And I'm going to take another Ford that might surprise some people. And it ain't going to be Bubba Wallace, but I do think that this guy is going to have a good run there. I'll take the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek, y'all. I'll take John Hunter to have a good run there. Oh, a Toyota, excuse me, not a Ford. I'll take John Hunter. Sorry, Dan, I teased you there for a minute. Yeah, I bet you will. But that'll do it for that. For the dark horses, for the money line, y'all. Getting ready to get into that hard right turn. Got to give a big shout out to my main man. I tell you what, I got two main men, Lamar and Parker. They do so much for the show, man. They've done it since we started this, to be honest with you. And they're just great supporters. They love racing. They love NASCAR. So Lamar, over at Lamar's Body Shop, I love you, brother. But Lamar's Body Shop, 35 plus years, taking care of all of Savannah's auto collision needs, y'all. Doesn't matter what it is. If you need an estimate, you need a paint job, you need some parts replaced, go see Lamar and his team. 2301 Skidaway Road. Again, you'll see that number scroll all night long. I'm telling you guys, the best in the business. Doesn't fade the funk, doesn't cut corners. Go see him, man. He'll get you square. As I always say, don't settle for par. Go see Lamar. Love you, brother. I owe you breakfast when I see you again, all right? So get into the hard right turn, and this is what I mean about we're going to get back to it, man. Up to the team and management or up to the drivers, man. This is such a fine line. This is something we deal with in NASCAR. We don't deal with it in any other sport, right? You're getting a tiff in NFL in the locker room. Either it's done there or you go into management. You find something's happening, right? Man, I'll tell you what, NASCAR is the only place you will see a guy run for a championship and his teammate wreck him, all right? Or vice versa, hold him up and race him hard for 4 or 5 laps. Now, you go back and forth about this. Do I think anybody should ever move out of the way? No, but I think if there's anybody that should move out of the way, it's somebody that's definitely not in a championship run, and you're my teammate. Now, obviously, he's got a short memory, all right? Ty Gibbs, the prophet, cannot remember anything. Because I remember him turning around Brandon Jones a few years back to go ahead and do what he had to do to get his, and that was a teammate, right? Now, do I think this is what we're going to start seeing? I don't know. I loved the commentary from Gibbs after he got wrecked. He said, game on, all right? Now, I also love the commentary from Denny this week. He goes, I'm really hoping the brass steps in or we're going to race that way. Now, with that being said, I don't think Hamlin has to worry too much. Obviously, he hadn't been, the Prophet hadn't been in the top 10. The 54 hadn't been in the top 10 that much this year, but never good to have that hostile environment. And again, the little son of a bitch, which unfortunately I'll cuss right there, races for his granddaddy. Now, here's the question I got to ask. Anybody out there, do you think anything would ever happen if Ty Gibbs went out this week at Kansas and wrecked the 11? What is honestly going to happen? You think his granddad's going to fire him? You think he's going to fine him? You think he's really going to hurt him? Let's see. I hate to say it this way, and it is very non-emotional or sensitive, but both of his kids are passed, okay? There's only one left that's going to take over, and Joe Gibbs is not a young man by any means. And so either way, he's going to go, I'm going to run this car as long as I can, and then probably by about 26, 27, I'm going to take over running JGR. I mean, that's just what's going to end up happening. So there is no trouble to be had for the 54 to wreck the 11. I think it's more or less, I understand it. They'll get it all squared up. I don't think you'll see it again this weekend, but wouldn't it be some shit if we did, y'all? I'm going to throw my last square dollar in. That's my feels on it. Love to hear your guys' feel on it. Write it on the show. We'll get back to you, man. So that'll do it for the rubbing. We are on to the grubbing. And look, I just went with the classic, y'all. I hadn't had one of these bad boys in about 2 months from up here. And I'm craving it because I cooked myself a burger the other night and it wasn't all that great. I got a little preoccupied with something else. But come on, man, the home run burger. And look, I'm going to tell you guys, if you hadn't had a burger from Coach's yet, you're missing out. Now, usually I go Grand Slam, which is 2 half-pound patties. But I got to take it easy. I got to watch my figure. We're getting into the winter, right? But bad boy, got the fries, amazing fries, all the toppings, cheese. You can't beat it, y'all. I'm telling you guys, come up to Coach's, get something. The kitchen staff, the wait staff is amazing. The owner operators here are amazing. If you want it, there's a lot of things they'll do for you. As long as it's feasible, man. You can't be getting all crazy with some menu items, but they'll definitely get it hooked up for you. And like I said, man, moving right along. Don't have any music going on this weekend up here in the Sound Garden, but, I mean, why would you on probably the biggest day of the year in college football, man? So many good college football games are going down. Penn State, Oregon, Georgia, Bama. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on and on, right? So at the end of the day, why not come into the best place to watch it? Right here at Coach's Corner, the #1 sports bar in the Savannah area. I like to say in the world, but in the area, man. So come up here, check it out. And if football is not your game, Saturday, whatever's on, baseball, golf, they got you Ryder Cup coverage. They got bowling. If that's your thing, man, they'll find it for you, I promise you. So, like I said, come up and check it out Saturday right here at Coach's Corner, the center of the universe. Now, look, we got Demasi coming up. I know he's got a good show going on here tonight, but I tell you what, if there's anybody in Savannah that picks against these dogs, I'm going to be really upset with you. So hopefully Coach has already got it lined out, and we'll edit it out live action. If I have to come out here and watch the show, I'll yell over it. But make sure you're tuning in to Demasi Sports Report. Comes up right here at Coach's Corner, 7:30, Lawrence? 7:30 every Wednesday night, man. Coach, 7. That's what I thought. I'm like, why is it 7:30? 7 does a great job breaking down all the local prep sports and national sports for you, man. Does an amazing job. Always has guests, young and up-and-coming athletes from the Savannah area. So make sure you're tuning into that. Subscribe to that show as well. Now, look here, man. We're going to get real serious right here, all right? We got the biggest game we've had in quite a few years right here going down in Athens, 7:30 on Saturday, all right? And I've been giving predictions. I've been pretty good on the first few, all right? There's a couple I missed out on. Now, look, I'm going to tell you, 7:30 Saturday night in Athens, beautiful weather. It is getting ready to be rowdy. The dogs need to come out. They need to show up. The crowd needs to get in it. We need to hit them hard and stay on it, man. Run the football, possess the run the whole game. Don't give up on it. All right, and defense got to stay in it. Now, look, I'm going to throw the prediction down. If there's one kryptonite that King Kirby has, it's Alabama. 9-1 in the last 10 meetings is not great by no means, but I tell you what, it's time to turn the tides, especially now that they got Caitlin DeBoer over there. I don't know if you guys heard, but, yeah, Caitlin, not Kaylin. It's Caitlin DeBoer over there at Alabama. Now, look, I will say this. Ty Simpson, I'm not really worried about. We're going to get the pressure on him and shut him down really quick. Now, there's one guy and one guy only on Alabama we got to cover, and that's Ryan Williams. You better shut it down, man. You better pick it up quick. Final score prediction, the Dogs win it. Bama's basically out of those playoffs again. I don't think there's any coming back with the rest of the schedule they have. I say Bama goes 8-4. We go 10-2 at worst. But at the end of the day, we're going Dogs right here, man. We're going Dogs 38-28. Dogs by 10. Yeah, we're favored by 3.5, but I go Dogs by 10. We get on them early. Gets a little weird there for a minute. Clock management. We score, with like 6 minutes left in the game to go ahead and go up 10. And that's where it ends. That's just me. We'll see where it goes. 38-28, Dogs on top. You heard it. I'm out. Hey, man, I hope you guys had a great Wednesday. Love each other as always. Like I say, man, do something motivational and inspirational. That's what it's all about. Go out, do something in your community, man. Clean up your neighbor's yard. You got an elderly neighbor, somebody elderly. Go to their house, man. Help them out. Do something, man. You see somebody in some trouble, stop. Help them change a tire, man. Just be a nice human. That's what it's all about. So at the end of the day, love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next Wednesday right here at Coach's Corner, the center of the universe, Sound Garden, baby. Another episode of Rubbing and Grubbing. So make sure you're telling your grandma, your cousins, your aunt, your uncle, your ex. I don't care who they are. Right? I'm going to start writing letters to people in prison. Just tell them to subscribe to Rubbing and Grubbing, man. But anyways, love you guys. Thanks for the support. I'm out. As always, stay safe. And wash your hands, y'all. I'm out.